this point of the year, right before the playoffs, Doris, is anyone really playing at 100%? And is anyone really healthy?
Kevin, it's an interesting question because the 82-game season is a real grind. And inevitably, there's bumps and bruises, sometimes more serious injuries. The key is, can teams find the appropriate balance between being rested and being ready? And some coaches would tell you they'd rather be rested than ready.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Two big men inside, Towns and Gobert. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Noel in at the one spot. Now here's Edwards. His offensive numbers jump right off the screen at you. He's averaging over 29 points a game. No good with the triple. So for Chicago, their last game, a win against the Kings.
Well, they came into that game looking to be physical, looking to control the boards, and they succeeded.
That control of the boards, I felt, fed their offense. There were a ton of second chances, a lot of confidence their bigs could dominate the glass.
Most losing teams, Greg, are looking to rebuild, look to the future, but not in Chicago.
Yeah, their idea to turn it around was to get all-stars. Trading for Vooch in 21 during a losing season, then signing DeMar as a free agent. That's a refreshing approach.
Here's Noel. He's coming off a 31-point game against Boston. 4 on the clock. And here's Edwards from the arc. Another miss by Minnesota.
Boy, that's 0 for 3 in the early going. Just a little out of sync.
DeRozan. That's good.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Here's Noel. And again, unable to change momentum here.
Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
And it's good, 2 points. And that's now 7 points for MP.
Boy, they came ready to play. That's 4 straight buckets to start the game.
And that was the Mobile One drive. Well worth a second look.
And putting that pressure on the rim. That's what it's all about, threatening with that attack.
Edwards looking it over. Monk grabs the board. The Bulls have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
Guys, you have to remember when thinking and talking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's an organization that is still so young.
Here is Edwards. 20 points for him last game against Boston.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Now here's McDaniels. Back to Edwards. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You know, basketball historians will remember that the Minneapolis Lakers, Doris, won 5 titles before relocating to Los Angeles in 1960.
And I think the current crop of T-Wolves fans, Kevin, see this as a completely different franchise from that historic team. In their minds, they haven't won a championship yet. And that fact should really motivate this current roster to get one for this group.
Pass to McDaniels. Launches it. They get it back. The Bulls leading by 12. Here's Levine. Good, and the assist goes to MP.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here is Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Back to Edwards. Passes it to Towns. Out to Edwards. The tray. DeRozan with the rebound. DeRozan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Monk dishes to MP. 1:22 left here in the opening quarter. Hits it from 3-point range. Silva's got 15.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
You know, Greg, some guys are late bloomers, but DeRozan, he was just the opposite.
Yeah, reports are he had handles at age 3. First dunk came in the 6th grade. 5-star high school prospect, and in a strange way, he's still an underrated superstar. Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Kevin, what's so impressive to me about Levine? It's the all-around play. He affects the game across the board.
So for the Bulls, Drummond's checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And Ball subbed in for Malik Monk. Timberwolves also changing it up. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Kyle Anderson comes in for Towns. And it's Taurean Prince in for McDaniels. And it's the Bulls with the ball, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Kicks it out to MP. Ball, the pass to Silva. Here's Drummond. Goes back up. Again, Chicago.
The shot goes up. You've got to put a body on Andre Drummond. This guy's so good off the offensive window.
The pass to Edwards. 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. And Edwards with the stuff.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simple.
Ends up going with the new group. Timberwolves also changing it up. Gobert checked in for Reed. Towns comes in for Anderson. And it's McDaniels in for Prince. The 3 from MP. Gobert pulls it in. Timberwolves trail by 14. They've got Levine. MP is out there with Monk. Then it's DeRozan. And it's Vucevic in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Chicago. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, MP in the last matchup against Sacramento played superb basketball. He scored 46 points and got there the usual way. An impressive barrage of three-pointers. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Well, if there's one thing, Greg, that defines a modern NBA big man, it is mobility.
And they've got to be able to move their feet and really play in space. Otherwise, they just can't stay on the floor in today's game.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
That was the 2K drive, as that move deserved another look.
And despite the double-digit lead, still in attack mode, getting their feet wet there in the paint.
Here's Edwards, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And that's 17 points for Anthony Edwards. MP looking around. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Bulls lead by 19.
That's his first triple of the second period, third of the game.
Outside Edwards. Pass to McDaniels from outside the arc. Rebound by the Bulls. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds in this game.
Wow, this defense is blanking him down the stretch, and that's certainly hurting his team's chances. What a great shooting performance. His percentage is outstanding.
Here's Noel. Covered by MP. Good on the shot.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you. And the assets traded by the Wolves for Rudy Gobert surprised a lot of people. In essence, 5 first-round picks, 3 of them unprotected. they better hope this thing works out a lot right now.
Minnesota calls timeout. MP's really making a difference here.
Yeah, I think they've got to be talking about just guarding him a little more tightly on the perimeter or keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible, period. That's about the only way you're going to pull this guy off.
So for the Bulls, Drummond's checked in for Vucevic. Williams comes in for Zach LaVine. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Malik Monk. Timberwolves also changing it up. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Kyle Anderson comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Taurean Prince in for McDaniels. Prince against Williams. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And that is just a deflating error on his part.
Well, I think it kills your energy, and it certainly kills your momentum.
MP finds Ball. Here's DeRozan. Good, and the assist goes to MP. DeRozan's got 6 in the quarter.
Boy, firing the jumper as soon as he receives the pass to DeRozan doesn't give the defender any time to react.
Pass to Prince. Pass to Noel. Williams with the block. And here we go. Fast break. MP's got it. Nice pass. Run him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Ball's got his first points of the game.
And I love how Ball accepts the contact on his way up, not allowing it to alter his shot.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls ahead by
the Bulls 50. The Timberwolves 24.
And it's good to have you back with us as we celebrate St. Patrick's Day with more NBA action on 2K Sports. You look at MP in this game, guys, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, the break certainly didn't have a cooling effect on him at all. He's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
And on the floor for Chris Finch as we get into the second half. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. 2 big men inside, Towns and Gobert. And it's Noel in at the 1. He hits both from the stripe. And so MV will bring it up for the Bulls. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Timberwolves shooting has been wayward so far, only 37% from the floor. And Karl Anthony Towns said he believes that he is the greatest big man shooter of all time. What do you think?
Well, Kev, I think a guy by the name of Dirk Nowitzki might have a thing or two to say about it, but I love Karl Anthony Towns' attitude. You have got to believe in your skills if you're going to have the kind of success that Cat has had in this league, and we know he is lethal from deep.
MP outside. Clock at 6. The pass to Vucevic. Inside. Shot from 12. And a little luck that time, but it drops. DeRozan's got 10 points in the game.
Well, DeMar DeRozan's mid-range game is as good as it gets in the NBA, and the textbook pretty jumper. Go to work, DeMar.
Here's Noel. Covered by MP. Now here's McDaniels. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And something you always hear about Jaden McDaniels, Doris, is how effortless he makes the game look.
Kev, when I watch this guy play, I feel like he glides through an NBA game. There's a finesse that you don't necessarily see from players his size. He's a handful on the low block. This young man is brimming with potential.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Bulls. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Jordan McLaughlin's checked in for Noel. Kicks it out to MP. And that comes off the assist by Jones. That's now 32 points for MP.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Pass to McDaniels. Pass to McLaughlin. Offensive rebound. Towns goes to the reverse layup and cuts it in. Towns has got his second basket of the night.
Exactly what you love to see from Cat, that aggressiveness, that assertiveness on the backboards.
To the middle, here's Jones, and then Jones with the jam.
Junior.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. And even with the ratings going strong, the younger generations often cord cutting. How does the NBA engage that audience?
Kevin, I think making game action trend on social media and when big moments happen for maybe a small fee, allow people to be a part of it. It's like highlights, but live. Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Williams and Vucevic hold down the post for him. Monk is out there with MP, and it's Levine in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. The 3 from MP. Traps in the tray. Silver's got 35.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
Here's Noel. Covered by MP. Just 4 to shoot. And here's Anderson for 3. Rebound by the Bulls.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's DeRozan, and DeRozan throws it down.
Well, this is the point where you say, uh-oh, DeMar DeRozan is going to start to get rolling. This guy can impose his will.
Passes to McDaniels. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. Last season, of course, Marcus Smart and the Defensive Player of the Year. You know, Greg, it's rare to see a guard win it. Should perimeter players get more consideration from this point on?
It's tough, Kev. I do think they should. And I think the numbers, though, tend to favor the rim protectors. But it's only right to recognize great defense at every position, especially in an age of positionless basketball.
And Gobert kicks to McDaniel. And the pass to Towns. Another miss by Minnesota. And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bulls.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
In what's really been a fantastic year, these guys expect to win each night just as they've done here tonight. And this will end up another big win, making it 65 on the season.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for MP.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
Noel, no good.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Dorisburg,